Washington Commanders and the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are favored to win this one by 2.5. The over under 42.5. Thoughts on this one?
I'm taking Atlanta at home. I see this by just barely covering. I see this as a field goal game. I think it's kind of back and forth, right? Like the defenses aren't stellar, but they're just good enough. Atlanta wants to ground and pound. Washington's been starting slow and then chucking the ball around the yard to get back in games. So I do think there's some interesting dynamics in this one, but ultimately, I think Atlanta does just enough to squeak out a 3-point win here. I'm going to take 42.5. I'm going to take the over. 23-20, right? Just barely. But I do think we get enough points here to just sneak over the 42.5.
Yeah, and these are kind of some interesting deals here when you look at these. I do think that the over gets hit on this thing. Both of these teams have shown that they can put up points in the 20s on this thing, and neither really has a defense that's going to stifle the other one to the point where we're going to see a low scoring affair. So I think that this is one that ultimately we see this thing play out probably about 24-21, and I think Atlanta is the 24 number there. So I think that they can cover the 3 points there. I think we do hit the over. As far as one of the props I really liked on this one was Bijan Robinson over 3.5 receptions.
I like that. His snap share is through the roof right now. So I like that. Looks like low-hanging fruit. I'm going to take Logan Thomas over 35.5 receiving yards, right? So this kind of plays into our question earlier. I do have Logan Thomas going over his yardage prop. Atlanta does give it up to the tight end. Sam Howell does look for Logan Thomas fairly regularly, and seemingly every time he does, it's good for 8 to 12 yards.